Thanks, John. Over the weekend was a demoralizing time for Orange fans. In men's basketball, Syracuse was stunned 100-85 by Colgate in what was supposed to be a tune-up game turned into their first defeat in nearly 60 years to the Raiders. Buddy Boeheim describes what went wrong.
Defense was the biggest thing. You can't give up 100 points. You're not gonna win too many games doing that. But we got a lot of things to work on. Just team rebounding is a big thing, and guarding the post better, and just rebounding as a whole. So we gotta work on this, but it'll be a good wake up call for us.
Buddy echoed the thoughts of his dad following the game that rebounds did the Orange in. The numbers tend to agree. Colgate hauled in 19 offensive rebounds and converted for 18 second chance points. Up next, Syracuse faces VCU on Wednesday at 5. GCA countdown to tip-off begins at 4:30. To the gridiron, SU football fell to a similar fate. NC State dominated Syracuse 41-17. Garrett Schrader struggled, throwing a pick six and finishing with just 63 passing yards. Sean Tucker eclipsed 100 ground yards and now holds the Syracuse single-season rushing record previously held by Joe Morris. The Cuse has one more chance to clinch a bowl when they face Pittsburgh on Saturday at 7:30. GCA countdown to kickoff begins at 7. And finally, SU women's hoops fell twice this weekend in the battle for Atlanta's tournament. Syracuse has one more chance at victory tonight against Buffalo at 7:30. Pre-game coverage begins at 7. Christopher Queripel, WAER Sports.
Now we look somewhere this Syracuse team hopes to be in the near future, competing in the NCAA tournament. A couple of Elite Eight games went down last night, and we start with none other than a former Orange Star in Emily Engstler for top-ranked Louisville. And on the other side, competing against Engstler is the number 3 Michigan and former Bishop Ludden star Danielle Rauch right there. We start in the third quarter for Louisville. A steal at midcourt down low. There's Engstler and a layup. Nothing new for Syracuse fans seeing her compete now on the biggest stage. Her team leads by 7, 52-45 the other end. Here comes the CNY star Danielle Rauch, slays it in. And keep it going here late in this contest, now in the fourth with 3 minutes remaining. Louisville up by 2. Engstler, a beautiful pass down low to Olivia Cochran, finishes with the bunny, and just like that, a 12-point victory for Louisville, 62-50. Celebration ensues for the Cardinals' win over the Wolverines, and for the 4th time in Louisville history, they're headed back to the Final Four. Sticking on the hardwood, another Elite Eight showdown. It's UConn and NC State. Strap in, it was a classic. 3-point lead for UConn in overtime. Brandon Perez, top of the key, finds Jakia Brown, turn on the corner, lofted shot, drills it, ties it up, going to double overtime, 77-77. Gino Auriemma just can shrug. Here comes his team, Paige Beckers. You have to be confident with her. Drills to 3, 80-77 in double OT. Up by 2, look down low, wide open, Kristen Williams. And how about that, the dagger. UConn becomes the victors, 91-87 as Coach Moore and Auriemma embrace. Up next, the Huskies take on Stanford in the Final Four. Moving back to the 3-1-5 now for Syracuse men's lacrosse. They face conference foe in number 10 ranked Duke. In the prior 10 matchups between the squads, the Orange have emerged victorious 7 times, and they are hoping for some similar luck in this one.
Swider gets stuck, over to Jimmy. Dribble handoff, Joe, top of the key. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Cole Swider, the Villanova transfer, feeds down low to the Cornell transfer. Far corner 3, short off left iron. Virginia Tech up by 1. Storm Murphy straight away. Has a little bit of a lane if he wants it, doesn't. Over to Couture, near wing. Swinging around the perimeter. Tipped away by Joe Girard to feed down low, no good, but out of bounds on the sideline. Virginia Tech keeps it. Darius Mattis, a quick entrance into this game, 7:20 remaining, and was sure to be a good one.
And the misconception about this 4-game win streak for the Cuse is it's all based off the offense. But on the defensive side, Syracuse is holding its opponents to just 42% from the field and 33% from 3. This defense has been great in the second half.
Maddox checks in as the team's leading scorer off the bench with 10. Mutz turnaround, fires one down low to Aluma on the left block. Pump fake 3 or 4 times. and finally puts one up, but fouled by Syracuse. Aluma will go to the stripe for his third trip. And it will go on Frank Anselm, I believe, and if it is on Anselm, rather, it's Cole Swider. Yeah. So big for Syracuse. Otherwise, that would have been number 4 on the big man.
And who would have thought that we're watching fouls more than maybe watching the score and the clock? But Frank Anselm, with how he's playing and how Barama Sidibe has just been okay, he needs to stay in the ballgame.
Aluma now 4 of 5 from the stripe so far today. Syracuse just 1 of 2 from the free throw line, so not a lot of opportunities.
Got to find a way to knock down Kevin Aluma's stride right now. Good he missed the second one. This is an all-ACC second-teamer from a year ago.
Misses the second. Syracuse down by just 2. Driving baseline, pulling up Buddy Boeheim. 12-foot J trickles in off back iron. And a sweet bounce for the Orange. It's tied up 54-54. Virginia Tech aiming to keep the lead. Quickly working around the perimeter from far side to near. Couture quickly double teamed. Aline hasn't done a whole lot in this game. 9 points. 15 on the shot clock. He drifts to the right side. Fakes down low. Over to Maddox. Can't handle it. Right back to Aline. Jumper from the far elbow. No good. Boeheim takes it over. Buddy that is. The senior for Syracuse runs the point. Syracuse attempt to take the lead. Spins around. Poked away by Aluma on the deck. And now Syracuse fighting for it. Instead, Aline has it. Joe Burrow has passed and an alley-oop. Slams it home. Justin Mutz rattles the roof off Castle Coliseum. 56-54 in favor of Virginia Tech. On the other end, Jimmy Boeheim tries a counter, can't do it. And it's a raucous crowd here down in Blacksburg. Under 6 minutes remaining. Up by 2, the loudest we've heard it so far tonight. It'll erupt even more if Virginia Tech can get a few more. 15 on the shot clock. Far elbow, Mutz. Drives inside. Floater. Why not? Add on another. An electric crowd for an electric moment here in Blacksburg. 58-54. Virginia Tech leads. 5.5 remaining. A screen freeze. Buddy Boeheim from 3. Off front iron. Syracuse controls. Cole Swider, leading rebounder, takes it for the Orange. Over in the near wing. On the right side to Buddy Boeheim. Not a lot of motion for SU down low. It's all Boeheim on the free throw line. His brother Jimmy uncorks a 3 and misses. Fight down low. Swider has it. No! It goes in the hands of Hunter Couture. And Virginia Tech in control now, leading by 2 scores. Couture on the VT logo. And now slowing it down when they have this shy lead. Mutz once again fires down low to Aluma. And a foul on the floor. It was Swider and Anselm jockeying down there. I believe this time it's Cole Swider once again, and it is the Villanova transfer. Gets tagged for 2 straight fouls. And really, it might come down to Aluma at the stripe tonight.
Every player, every coach, I think, has something that pushes them. I didn't play here, I didn't get the recognition here. But at the end of the day, when the game starts, motivation like that doesn't win games for you. Good play wins games for you.
That was the very beginning of the first storied episode documenting Syracuse basketball. Coach Boeheim led off the show with some words of wisdom while on his way to practice. The Orange wanted to give a special backstage pass to what goes on behind closed doors. SU Athletics paired with Learfield to open the curtain to Syracuse men's basketball this season. Dave Gunn, manager of digital strategy and engagement for SU Athletics, was involved throughout the entire process and explains what they wanted to showcase.
Letting fans in behind the scenes, showing what we're all about, getting our personalities out there of our student athletes, of our coaches, finding out more about them and where they come from and why they chose Syracuse and what they like about here, and show them beyond just basketball.
Telling the stories of the players as people and not just athletes is what is so special about this series. One of those narratives highlighted was that of John Bolajak. This snippet of the center reflecting on his life path is Gunn's favorite moment in the show.
It was really a tough journey, but I don't take this for granted at all. I can't believe it sometimes when I wake up in my own bed, in my own room. Like, sometimes it catches me off guard. Like, I just wake up and just be really thankful because I really come from the struggle.
Behind-the-scenes access has always been at the forefront of digital storytelling for SU, but never seen in a medium quite like this before.
We have to strategize ourselves, and from a staffing and resource standpoint, a lot of that content is shorter form content, photo-based content, short videos, those kind of things that take you traveling with the team, or behind the scenes practice images and videos, locker room stuff, things like that.
Storied was solely produced during the preseason and for exhibitions, but it allowed for a sneak peek of the program. While a lot of the focus was human interest driven, for the basketball purists, there were still plenty of X's and O's.
Well, I think when you look at our perimeter, the way we shoot the basketball is, I think, on par, or if not better than really any team in the country. Between Joe Girard, Buddy Boeheim, Cole Swider, those guys, Jimmy Boeheim coming in really shoots it. We know we can stretch teams and do some things on the offensive end. The way you guys share it and play unselfishly together and stay connected, we're going to have opportunities on this end.
There was Coach McNamara going over the Orange offense beyond the arc. This series consisted of just 5 short episodes. Gunn answers the question, will there be more content like this in the future?
You know, the one thing that we've heard from a lot of fans and alumni about, and actually people within the program too, is we want more. And we want more too. So it's just a matter of finding the avenues and the resources and the time to be able to put together more stuff like that.
And Coach Boeheim had one final message.
My job is to get this team to be the best we can be. The family is always together.
It's about time for the SU men's basketball squad to tip off in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. But first, let's take a quick trip back to Paradise Island, where Syracuse finished with a 1-2 record in the battle for Atlantis. There were definitely some positives, though, for the Orange, especially in the Arizona State game when they saw an emergence from their big man.
ASU now down by 12, and they continue to implement the full-court press. It leads to Jesse Edwards, slam! He continues to pile on his career high. He's now up to 13.
Edwards would go on to finish with 21 points and 8 boards. Now that game and those moments from Edwards were as close as Syracuse was to perfection on the island. The final game against Auburn did not fall in the Orange's favor.
But right now, Auburn dribbling out a massive win over Syracuse. 89-68, the Tigers defeat the Orange.
Now, let's give the Tigers some credit. They came in as the 19th ranked team in the country and proved they deserve that type of recognition. After the game, Coach Boeheim pointed to the positive takeaways from the tip-off tournament.
I think Jesse showed that he can be a factor now for us this year. I think that, we had to get Cole going, and he did get going down here. He'll be fine. And I think a little bit I was happy with Symir. He made some bad turnovers, but he did some really positive things too.
Now it's time for Syracuse to learn from those past mistakes and get better. Villanova transfer Cole Swider is ready to move on.
I think that we can get a lot better. I think that the team that you see now is not going to be the team you see at the end of the year. Like Coach said, I think we have a lot of growing to do. Obviously, we learned a lot about our team so far.
Swider started slow in the Bahamas, finishing just 0 of 7 from deep against VCU. But in the final 2 games, he nailed 6 of his 11 attempts. Shifting focus to tonight's matchup, Indiana squared up against Jackson State last week. The important note about that contest is the Tigers ran a zone defense. Hoosiers head man Mike Woodson discusses how he handled it.
I don't see a lot of zones in the NBA, so this is new for me, and I'm just kind of navigating my way through it. But I thought for the most part, we executed pretty well in the zone. We were stagnant early until I called the timeout and made the change.
Syracuse, a team who has been running the zone defense even before the Boeheim era. That'll be a key to watch out for in this matchup.